What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the fresh commentary. Now guys, Splitgate is officially dead. Today the devs came out and announced the final content update for the game that will feature an all new battle pass on September 15th, but no more small updates, battle passes, events, nothing of that sort. That's the last and final update for the game for good. I guess they just couldn't compete with Halo Infinite and every other live service game that came out recently, and basically stole their entire player base. What's good is the new and last battle pass is at least free. They said it's as a thank you for all of us playing their game all this time, which is nice. I appreciate that from the devs. If we're gonna go out, at least go out with a bang, and everyone will come back to the game for one last time. But that's pretty much it. The game is officially going to die out, because whatever players they have left, they're going to ditch the game eventually now. Well, maybe not now, because we still have content on the way, but it's just one last update to enjoy. After that, in say 2 months or 3 months, people will just get bored and leave the game for good, and that's gonna make it struggle to even keep running, because without players, what's the point of an online game? They're just gonna end up shutting it down, and it's gonna die out now more than ever. They were already doing bad with the lack of players since, like I said before, most people when Halo Infinite came out hopped on that game instead. Some came back to the game when that game died out, and they got a handful of people still playing the game since it blew up too. But I'm pretty sure when they find out no more content is coming out, they're not gonna want to buy anything on this game or play it anymore. So that's really gonna kill their game. So no more new players, current players are leaving, Splitgate is officially over. And honestly, it's all because they decided to work on an all new game. That's right, the devs announced that they're working on an all new game. We don't have any specifics or news as of right now. We just know it's of course going to be an FPS game and it'll run on Unreal Engine 5, which actually got a lot of people hyped for it. But this is primarily the reason why they're shutting down support on Splitgate. Well, the game isn't shutting down as of right now, it'll still remain open to play, but it won't get anything new for good now. And that's going to make it die out very soon, trust me. It's not like the old days. You need to keep supplying your players with content almost every week, or they're just going to move on to another free-to-play game. Because this is the last update, they will spike up in players. Everyone's gonna want to play it for one last time, but as time passes by, the game will eventually die out. And I'm sure when it does, they'll release their new game, and they'll just shut down Splitgate entirely, since despite there being a handful of people still playing, it's probably gonna cost more to keep the game running, and they probably want those little bit of players to move on to their new game. They're honestly just trying to restart, and the way I see it, this is the end of Splitgate. And like everyone has been saying lately, Splitgate should have sold to Epic Games. In the past, Epic Games offered the Splitgate devs over at 1047 Games $1.5 billion for their company, and they denied that offer, saying they're alright. They're doing well for themselves and don't need any more money, and they believe in time profits would double or even triple in the next 2 to 5 years.
People are asking and expressing concerns about 1047 Games selling. People are mentioning Epic Games don't sell to them. How would you respond to that?
I mean, we've got plenty of money after this round of $10 million plus, so I don't think we're looking to sell anytime soon. I mean, to be honest, Epic has treated us extremely well. Like, they've been extremely supportive, so I've got nothing but good things to say about them. But like, that's not a conversation we're having by any means. You know, the goal here is not to ever sell. My vision forever for this company has been to, you know, we want to take it all the way. You know, we want this to be the next big thing with multiple games.
But sadly, it kinda hasn't. The opposite occurred, where Splitgate became one of the biggest games of 2021, and 1 year later is completely forgotten with hardly anyone still playing. And people really do believe that if they just took the offer from Epic Games, it would still be relevant now, with far greater success like Fall Guys and Rocket League has been facing, because Epic Games bought off these two companies. So everyone, including myself, believed that 1047 Games made a mistake. I think they should have just sold their games to Epic Games, and that could have really put them in a good spot for the next decade, because believe it or not, Epic Games does an incredible job with their live service games. The best example of this would be Fortnite. They've been pumping life into that game for years now, supplying new content every week. And look at it, it's still striving, getting millions of new players every year. And they replicated that formula with every other game they bought off and added to their launcher. And look how it's standing now, still alive. So I know back then everyone was saying Splitgate shouldn't sell to Epic Games because they thought that they'll ruin the game and be completely money driven and implement a bunch of microtransactions. But man, the game died anyway, and I think they made a mistake. At least if that would have happened before and they would have accepted Epic Games' offer, they probably would have secured a good deal and their game would have been kept running, because like I said, Epic Games would have made that happen 100%. After all, why would they want one of their games to die out? They initially made that investment, like that would just be a waste of money. But because they didn't want to sell and were greedy and thought that they could keep the whole thing running themselves and thought the game would triple in revenue and players in a year or two, that caused everything to fall apart because the game is completely dead now, and now it's only getting worse since they announced that they're ditching the game to make a new one. And in my opinion, I don't think the new game will do too well. Of course, people will give it a shot, and it'll be big for a bit, but it'll just be another wave. It'll just fall off again like Splitgate, because something bigger comes out every single time. Because it wasn't that Splitgate was unenjoyable. Everyone loved it. It was so fun. It wasn't a bad game at all. It's just it got shadowed by an even bigger game. So everyone moved on and tried this bigger game that everyone else was playing at the time and completely forgot about Splitgate. There's just too many options now, and if nobody's talking about a game anymore, playing it, and if nothing new is coming out, any new content on the game, they're not gonna hop back on it. The game's just gonna die regardless of how much life you pump into it in the end. But it's crazy, all of our opinions have completely shifted. People who didn't want them to sell believed that maybe they should have sold. Maybe things could have went differently for Splitgate. I think Epic Games could have managed to really keep the game big because they're good at that, but now it's just a mess. They're struggling to keep it up. The game's player base is dropping more than ever, and with this news that they're not making any more updates for the game, that's just making current players demotivated to continue to play since their progress will mean nothing. Their cosmetics they purchase too, and soon there will be no more players left playing the game. It's already happening right now. I was struggling to find a game when I was trying to get gameplay for this video, so soon Splitgate's gonna die out and it'll just be history. And that's why I believe Splitgate should have sold to Epic Games. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. That's pretty much it for this video. Just want to talk on this. I know it's kind of weird, like what? I made a Splitgate video? It's been a while since I made one of those. But yeah, be sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Really want to see what you guys think in the comments. And yeah, thank you so much for taking time out of your day to watch this video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out. Stay blue.